Well, hey there, howdy folks, it's Doug again, coming at you 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, alright? Um, Listen, 11 people were stabbed at a Walmart in Traverse City. And I gotta tell you, I've been to that Walmart a lot. I've spent a lot of time there. And I never worked there, but, I kinda did. Anyways, listen, the only way that you're going to prevent crime is by expanding the social safety net. So I'm sure this guy, if he had access to mental health care facilities, he might not have done this sort of thing. But at the same time, he might have been starving or very sick. All right, and I'm not just talking about mental health. He could have like trouble paying for his medicine that keeps him alive. Now that's going to put anyone under duress. All right, so yes, it is not good to stab 11 people. I'm not trying to defend that sort of thing. I'm saying that if we had these sort of resources necessary, we might have prevented this. And the big beautiful bill cut 17 million people off of their health care. So my prediction is that this sort of thing is only going to happen more frequently. And it is unfortunate for me to say that, but it is prophetic. I am telling you this because statistically, there is no possible chance that this gets any better. When you already have the disparity between the rich and the poor is so vast that it's hard to quantify it in a way that really resonates with people. And so, more than half of the country is squabbling over like 1% of the amount of dollars. All right? So when you put people in them conditions and take away their health care, what do you really expect to happen? So, my conspiracy is that Trump wants to have more civil unrest. He is pushing people to the brink of desperation, hoping that there will be some sort of armed conflict, and in that way he can actually do an authoritarian fascist big brother takeover of the entire United States, cancel elections, all that sort of fun shit, which is only going to cause more problems. So that will really start off something that's terrible. So listen, I'm not here to like I said, make excuses for someone who stabs somebody. But at the same time, I'm telling you that while you're increasing poverty and taking away people's healthcare shit, like, there is only one inevitable outcome, all right? And so, you have private prisons making a bunch of money. You have ICE. The big beautiful bill gave $150 billion to ICE. So effectively, we are in a police state because that is a tenth of the entire military budget. And not only that, like, it is so much money that they have to find a way to spend it domestically. And these results are going to be just god-awful. We're going to live in a dystopian sort of video camera, like, place everywhere because they're terrifying our grandmothers into believing that there's just so much rampant crime that, while at the same time they're pushing people into desperation by all sorts of means. I'm talking about like interest on student loan debt. I'm talking about the bond market. I'm talking about the job. Trump took over and we are like losing jobs. So and the tariffs. He just put a tariff on Japan. They just signed a trade deal, but they still have a 15% tariff. That's a 15% tax on every American watching this video. So you wanted to switch too. Well, that's 15% more expensive now. So when you couple these two things together, you are very regressively taxing the very poorest people in the country. And then you're increasing the and militarizing the police force. All right? So, honestly, there really is only one outcome. And I'm telling you it right now. So you can either believe me or not. What else can I tell you? I mean, we need to eliminate the wealth and income inequality. But it's capitalism working at its finest. All right? So, according to capitalists, this is how it's supposed to be. One or two people at the very top have literally all of the money, and everybody else is basically wage slavery. So, but it comes to a head. At every single time that there's one of these authoritarian crackdowns on society, all you do is... So it's the cycle that Aristotle basically explained to us. And aristocratic children are born with silver spoons in their mouth, so they have a weak chin. And so there's an ebb and a flow to this, where, yeah, if Donald Trump takes over, like, Barron is incompetent. He cannot do the things that his dad did or whatever. And so, the inevitability of it is amazing. And the way we break this cycle is truly by the Northern European democratic socialist method. All right? So we eliminate that entire oligarch phase of the process. And so, I mean, honestly, it's really a scientific thing. And so, check out that Aristotle cycle of civilizations, all right, if you'd like to. But I'm telling you right now that when these robber baron rich assholes come into power, like, they do not have any trust amongst each other, by the way. So the infighting amongst the higher brass is often what breaks these sorts of systems too. But it's also that they produce, like, weaklings that are pampered and don't have any experience. And so they are destined to fail. And so the only difference I'd say right now is that with the birth of AI, I mean, humanity itself might lose its dominance on this planet, and that's something that should terrify every single person that listens to this, because that is a real thing that these rich billionaires are steamrolling towards as quickly as possible. Instead of putting any regulation in place to make sure that we have some sort of control over this artificial intelligence, for the first time in human history, we are creating the system that is going to dominate and replace us, because it will be more adept and able to survive. So, some good notes, huh? If there isn't any better leadership here in this planet, I have very little hope that we are going to avoid some of the worst parts of this catastrophe. And this is why I'm telling you this as a warning. I'm saying it right now. This is exactly what's going to happen. And you can either agree with me or not. That's fine. But hear me now and quote me later. Because it is, I mean, as far as I can tell, we're not putting the brakes on any of this. We're actually increasing the speed. And so when the rubber hits the road on that, and the whole world loses faith in the United States bond market, and we no longer have the world reserve currency, and the dollar is devalued so much that it's, like, basically worthless, you're going to have very rich, the cops, and then literally everybody else in this, like, technocratic deep state surveillance existence. All right? And so that's going to be like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. The cops they pay to protect them with this $150 billion might be only the tip of the iceberg. And then literally everybody else is a wage slave that has to conform to what they say. And it's not American, but... Alright, that's one of my longer videos recently, and I'm starting to rant, and I mean, at 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to be yelling about this shit and wake my neighbors up. And so, hope you do, folks, I hope you do really have a good day, alright? I really do. Best not to, like, have such a negative kind of mindset, because all this could change relatively soon with just simply caring about your vote. And I hope that happens in the midterm elections. I mean, it might be the only thing that saves us. So, folks, I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a great day on Sunday. And until next time, I do.